Hey, ¿qué es la que hay, mi gente? It's Rocky here from SpeakSpanishFaster.com. And in today's video, we are going to be doing a conversational Spanish video that's full of different conversational Spanish phrases that you can use in different scenarios. So I've separated this video into different parts, and I will put the timestamps on those parts so you can fast forward and rewind however you want. And also throughout this video, we will introduce a new addition, which is called our spaced repetition reviews. So at random parts throughout the video, I'll stop and we will review what we've just studied. So that way you can download those better into your brain so that you can remember the phrases better and so that you can use them effectively. Now, really quick, I want to thank everybody. YouTube finally sent, it didn't take that long, but they sent us our 100,000 subscriber play button. So special shout out to everybody that's been a part, that's been watching this channel, that's been supporting us. We thank you guys so much for all your support, and it wouldn't be possible without you. All right, so next up, we got the gold play button that we got to get for 1 million subscribers. So we got a long time before we get that, but hopefully, you know, one of these days we'll hit it. So how this video is going to work, I'm going to share my screen. You should see my screen right now. And we're going to go over, like I said, different scenarios with different phrases. I'll show you the phrase in Spanish and English, and definitely write down some of the phrases that you need to remember. But first, what I would do is just go through the entire video, and then you can kind of come back and write down some phrases that maybe you really want to remember. All right, now in the beginning, some of the phrases will seem easy because greetings and stuff like that are usually phrases that we learn, some of the first things we learn in Spanish class. But as we go on, the phrases will get a little more advanced. So prepare, all right? So I'm going to kind of run through the early ones since they are easier and since most people will probably know them, but it's always good to review. And then we'll get to more difficult ones. So first, buenos días, good morning, buenas tardes. You can also say buenas. So if you like walk into a store or something, and a lot of times people will say buenas. I remember recently I went to Colombia, and every store you go in, they're like buenas, buenas. So remember that. Buenas noches, that means good night. Now I know in America, right, when we see somebody, we don't really say buenas noches. We don't really say good night, like, hey, how you doing? Good night, you know? But in Spanish, it's more common to say, like, you know, hey, buenas noches, you know, ¿cómo estás? Stuff like that. So, of course, that's how you say good night. Saludos is a greeting. So when would you say greetings? Like, if you just walk into a place, you could just say, hey, saludos, ¿cómo estás? Like, hey, you know, greetings, how are you doing? So that's how you would use that. ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal is like the neutral way to say what's up. So whenever I start my videos, I always start the vids like, hey, ¿qué la que hay? Or if you go to the Dominican Republic, you'll hear everybody say, hey, ¿qué lo que? That's what's up. But a neutral way to say that is ¿qué tal? So if I went to like Spain and I said, hey, ¿qué la que hay? Or que lo que, they might not know exactly what I'm saying. But if I say que tal, you can pretty much go to any country and use que tal, and it'll work. Like, they'll know what you're saying. So, que tal? Hola, ¿cómo estás? Super simple there. ¿Cómo te va? ¿Cómo te va is another way to say, like, how's it going? And I highly recommend switching it up. Don't always say, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Like, switch it up sometimes. Hey, ¿cómo te va? You know, stuff like that. ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas? What is your name? Pretty simple. You can also say, ¿cuál es tu nombre? But ¿cómo te llamas is more common, I would say. So now, let's kind of get into introducing ourselves here. Me llamo Rocky. My name is, I could also say, mi nombre es Rocky. But keep in mind, you can't say me llamo es, or you can't say mi nombre Rocky. Like, you have to say mi nombre es or me llamo. What's your name? You can't say me llamo es. That's one mistake I see a lot, not a lot, but some beginners do. So, soy de Washington, D.C., soy de Colombia, soy de Puerto Rico. I'm from, and then you state where you're from. Tengo blank años. So if you want to say I'm 20 years old, tengo 20 años. Tengo 30 años. Pretty simple there. Trabajo como. So if somebody asks en qué trabaja, you could say trabajo como maestro. I work as a teacher. Trabajo como policía. I'm a police officer. So that's how you would say I work as, and then whatever it is that you work as. Me gusta, very simple. I like. Now, one thing to remember here is it's me gusta blank if you're talking about something singular, like me gusta, let's see, I don't know, like it's always singular when it's always gusta when we're talking about something singular or a verb after it. So me gusta jugar, I like to play. Me gusta mi carro. I like my car, but my car is singular here, so it's me gusta mi carro. Now, if it's plural, like my cars, you would say me gustan mis carros. Me gustan los perros. So just remember that when we're referring to me gusta, gustar, or gustar is what's referring to the objects. Okay, so this is really like what's liking to me. So maybe I should do a whole video on how to conjugate gustarse because it can be complicated. But main thing to remember is if you're talking about I like to do something or I like singular, say me gusta. Now, if you're saying I like numerous things like, oh, I like women, me gustan las mujeres, I like women, me gustan las mujeres. All right, so just something to remember. Mucho gusto, nice to meet you. I put nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Encantado or encantada de conocerle or te. So if you're a male, you would say encantado de conocerte. So it's like, I'm happy to meet you, enchanted to meet you, okay? But if you're female, you would say encantada de conocerle or te. So if you're wondering why it's le, conocerle, or conocerte, you would say conocerle if you're speaking more formal. Conocerle, that's the formal usted form. Now, if you're saying conocerte, then it's you in the informal way. So either way, you're good. Mi pasatiempo favorito es. So my favorite hobby is. So I could say mi pasatiempo favorito es jugar baloncesto. My favorite hobby is to play basketball. Estoy aprendiendo español. This is a simple one. Estoy aquí para. I'm here for. Now, let's go to asking for directions. This is very, very important if you're traveling and stuff like that to know. So, podría decirme cómo llegar a. Could you tell me how to get to? Now, I use podría here with no S because usually if you're talking to somebody you don't know, like an Uber driver or a taxi, you would speak in the usted form. Podría decirme. But so that's the usted. But I could also say podrías decirme. Then that would mean like, could you tell me? That's a little more informal. Now, luckily for someone like me, and like most Spanish speakers, or at least in Puerto Rico, we cut the S. So we're good either way because we just say podría decirme. And that could be, am I saying podría or podrías? It's the same thing here. Podría decirme because I cut the S. So either way, however you want, it's really all about preference. ¿Dónde está? So where is? So ¿dónde está la tienda? Where is the store? Okay, ¿dónde está mi carro? Where is my car? So ¿dónde está? And then you put the noun, whatever it is that you're looking for. ¿Por dónde se va a? So this you would say which way to. So this is another way of saying, where is it? So, ¿por dónde se va a la tienda? So like, which way to the store? All right, so this is more location based, where the other one is like, where is an object? This is like, which way, like asking for the actual directions to a place. Puedo preguntarle cómo llegar a. Can I ask you how to get to? So again, this is the last time I'll say this because you'll see it throughout the entire presentation, but puedo preguntarle could also be puedo preguntarte, right? It's the same thing. One is talking to usted, one is just the informal you. So anytime you see puedo preguntarle cómo llegar a, and it says, can I ask you how to get somewhere? Just know that you can also say puedo preguntarte cómo llegar a. ¿Puede indicarme el camino a? So can you indicate the way to? So it could be puede indicarme or puedes indicarme. Either way, same thing. All right, so now let's talk about giving directions. So this is you're telling people how to get somewhere. So siga recto, siga derecho, go straight. Gire a la izquierda, gire a la derecha. Turn left, izquierda, turn right, derecha. Está a unos metros or kilómetros. It's a few meters away. Está cerca, está lejos. It's close, it's far. So if somebody asks, hey, ¿dónde está la tienda? You could say, está cerca or está muy lejos. It's very far. Está enfrente, está detrás. It's in front of you or behind you. So, está enfrente de ti, está detrás de ti. It's in front of you, it's behind you. Pase la siguiente or siguientes esquinas o calles. So, pass the next corner or street. So, pase la siguiente esquina, pase la siguiente calle. Or pase las siguientes esquinas, pase las siguientes calles. Está en or está sobre la calle o avenida. So it's on or over the street or the avenue. Verá un or a or encontrará un or a. So this is like if you want to tell somebody, you'll see a red house. So you could say, verá una casa roja. Encontrará una casa roja como a la derecha. So it's like you'll see or you'll find a red house on the right. And that's kind of when you'll know that you're close. Es la segunda o es la tercera, es la primera. So it's the second, it's the third. Primera is first. So if you want to say like it's the second house, es la segunda casa. Es el edificio or establecimiento más grande o pequeño. It's the largest or smallest building or establishment. So now we're going to do our spaced repetition review. So we're going to quickly review some of what we've covered already, all right? So how would you say, I am 30 years old? Tengo 30 años. How would you say, can I ask you how to get to? Puedo preguntarle cómo llegar a. I should have given you more time on that. I apologize. Mi pasatiempo favorito es. So, what does this mean? My favorite hobby is. Go straight. So, how would we say that? Sigue recto, sigue derecho. All right, now let's go to when ordering food. All right, so when ordering food in Spanish. ¿Qué recomiendas? What do you recommend? ¿Qué plato típico ofrecen? What traditional dish do you have? Now notice for when you're in a place like a restaurant, usually you're going to be using the plural usted form when you're asking something. So Notice I don't say ¿qué plato típico ofreces or ofrece? I say ofrecen, which is the plural ustedes form here. So just remember that. ¿Qué opciones vegetarianas tienen? What vegetarian options do you have? Again, I don't have ¿qué opciones tienes? Or tiene, it's tienen, because I'm saying what vegetarian options do y'all have, pretty much. That's how I would say that here. Me gustaría pedir. I would like to order. ¿Podrías darme el menú, por favor? Can you give me the menu, please? Me gustaría una porción de. I would like a portion of. So if you want to say, me gustaría una porción de arroz, I would like a portion of rice. ¿Me das una porción más pequeña o más grande? Can I have a smaller or larger portion? ¿Podrías darme la comida con o sin? Would you be able to give me the food with or without? Now let's order some drinks, all right? ¿Qué vinos tienen? What wines do you have? Me gustaría una botella o una copa de. So, me gustaría una botella de agua. Me gustaría una copa de vino. I would like a bottle of water. I would like a glass of wine. ¿Tienen cerveza, agua, jugo? Do you have beer, water, juice? Me gustaría un vaso de. So, well, let me show you the next one first. Can I have a glass of? Me das una taza de. Can I have a cup of? So what's the difference between vaso and taza? Vaso is usually like a glass with no handle. So if you want to say, usually a glass of water, you'll say un vaso de agua. Una taza is more of like a mug, like a cup with a handle. So that's why you would say, me das una taza de café, me das una taza de té. Can I have a cup of tea? Can I have a cup of coffee? ¿Podrías darme una botella de? Can I have a bottle of? Dame un café con o sin leche. So here I'm saying, dame un café. Now, a lot of people might say, isn't that rude to say, give me this or give me that? But in Spanish, it's not really that rude. Like if I go in a store and I'm ordering, it's simply like, dame una, or dame un café. Like, it's not like, dame un café. It's, dame un café con leche. So it's not really rude unless you're like saying it intending to be rude. Me gustaría té con o sin azúcar. Now at the store. All right, so let's talk about how to say some things if you go to the store. ¿Dónde están los o las? So if you want to say, ¿dónde están las manzanas? Where are the apples? You would say, ¿dónde están los o las? ¿Qué tal estos? Like, how about these? So you would say that if somebody holds if you want to hold something up to like somebody you're with, say, how about these? ¿Qué tal estos? Or how about this? ¿Qué tal este? Like if you're talking about this apple, ¿qué tal esta manzana? Or, ¿qué tal estos? So that's how you would do it for how about these. ¿Cuánto cuestan estos blank? So how much are these shoes? ¿Cuánto cuestan estos zapatos? ¿Tienen algo más barato o más caro? Do you have something cheaper or more expensive? Barato, cheaper. Caro, expensive. ¿Tienen algo más grande o tiene algo más pequeño? Do you have something bigger, smaller? Grande, bigger. Pequeño, smaller. ¿Tienen esto en otro color? Or ¿tienen esto en otro talla? Do you have this in another color or another size? ¿Puedo probarme esto? Can I try this on? ¿Puedo ver eso? Can I see that? ¿Puedo pagar con tarjeta o puedo pagar con efectivo? Can I pay with card or cash? Tarjeta de, you could also say, puedo pagar con tarjeta de crédito if you want to be more specific. Credit card. ¿Tienen una bolsa or tienen una caja? Do you have a bag or a box? Now, let's do a quick space repetition review. Do you have juice? How would I say that? ¿Tienen jugo? Can I have a cup of tea? Remember, is it vaso or is it taza? ¿Me das una taza de té? Can I try this on? ¿Puedo probarme esto? I would like to order. Me gustaría pedir. Do you have a box? ¿Tienen una caja? So now let's talk about when buying personal items, pretty much at the store still. ¿Es posible comprar? Is it possible to buy? ¿Cuánto cuesta blank? How much does blank cost? Now, we kind of covered that when I said, ¿cuánto cuestan los zapatos? Remember, how much are the shoes? ¿Tienen blank en oferta? Do you have blank on sale? ¿Es posible comprar esto en línea? Or ¿es posible comprar esto por internet? Can I buy this online? ¿Es posible comprar esto con o sin envío? Can I buy this with or without shipping? ¿Es posible comprar esto con o sin garantía? Can I buy this with or without warranty? ¿Es posible comprar esto con o sin devolución? Can I buy this with or without return? ¿Es posible comprar esto con o sin seguro? Can I buy this with or without insurance? Now let's kind of switch. We're leaving the store, and now we're going to talk about when making a phone call. Hola, ¿podría hablar con? So if you call somebody and you say, hello, could I speak with? Hola, ¿podría hablar con Rocky? ¿Podría decirme su nombre, por favor? Could you tell me your name, please? So this would be more for if somebody calls you, or if somebody answers a phone of somebody that you call and you don't recognize them. ¿Podría decirme su número de teléfono, por favor? So, can you tell me your phone number, please? And remember, you could say, ¿podrías decirme? Or ¿podría decirme su número de teléfono, por favor? ¿Podría dejar un mensaje para blank? Could you leave a message for name? ¿Podría dejar un mensaje para Rocky? Lo siento, ¿podría volver a llamar más tarde? Can you call back later? Sorry, could you call back later? ¿Podría esperar un momento, por favor? Could you wait a moment, please? ¿Podría repetir eso, por favor? Could you repeat that, please? ¿Podría hablar más lento, por favor? Could you speak more slowly, please? ¿Podría hablar más alto, por favor? Could you speak more loudly, please? ¿Podría dejar un número de contacto, por favor? Could you please leave a contact number, or could you leave a contact number, please? Now let's talk about how, or some phrases you could use when you're answering a phone call. Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noche. Remember, these from the beginning greetings, of course, you can use those when somebody calls you. ¿Quién habla? Who's speaking? ¿De parte de quién? Who's calling? Kind of another way to say, ¿quién habla? Maybe it's a little more, it's not so much as formal, just a little more, it's a little more formal. We'll just say it like that. But ¿quién habla? Like, who's this? This is the difference. Like, who's calling versus who's this? Who this be? Who's this? ¿Quién habla? Who is calling? De parte de quién? So you can see de parte de quién is more formal. ¿En qué puedo ayudarle? ¿En qué puedo ayudarte? ¿En qué puedo ayudarle? So, how can I help you? Un momento, por favor. So that's like they say, can I talk to so-and-so? You say, un momento, por favor, while you go get that person. Lo siento, no está disponible en este momento. I'm sorry, he is not available or she is not available at this moment. ¿Podría dejar un mensaje, por favor? Could you leave a message, please? ¿Podría llamar más tarde? Could you call back later? Muchas gracias por llamar. Thank you for calling. So let's do another space repetition practice here. Do you have this on sale? How would you say that in Spanish? ¿Tienen esto en oferta? Could you leave a message for? How would you say that? ¿Podría dejar un mensaje para? ¿Podría hablar más alto? What does that mean? Can you speak more loudly? Can you call later? ¿Podría llamar más tarde? Who is speaking? Remember, there's two ways to say this. Which way would you say it? ¿Quién habla? Or you can say, ¿de parte de quién? So that wraps up our conversations with our phrases for conversations. I know this was a longer video, but I hope it's something that you can literally refer back to over and over again. Continue to practice, continue to study. If you find yourself in a jam, you can always pull up this video. If you know you're going to be going to the store, or you know you're going to a restaurant and you're going to be ordering food or drinks, be sure to watch this video to recap before you go so that you can be prepared for any situation. So again, thanks so much, everybody, for 100,000 subscribers. If you found this video helpful and you're really looking to take your Spanish to the next level, I definitely recommend you check out our 3 secrets to learn Spanish faster. I'll put that link in the comments below for you. So all you have to do is click that link. Now, these 3 secrets are pretty much a breakdown of what I would do if I had to learn Spanish from scratch. If I had to learn it again, these are the 3 most important things that I would do for certain. So definitely check that out. If you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up for me. Comment below. Let me know what else you need help with. Anything, you know I got you. Last but not least, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so you never miss another video. Hasta la próxima vez. Hablamos.